All right. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to TEXAN Tailgate, episode 27. We are going to be doing a deep dive special edition on the TEXAN Token. Figured this would be one of the best times to go ahead and just explore the tokenomics, the mission, uh, everything that just makes Texan so special and unique. Uh, so, without further ado, we'll go ahead and we'll get started real quick. How's it going there, David?
Evening, Robert. Appreciate you, brother. How you doing?
Doing good, man. Life is weather is nice and cool, and this is. I'm glad we were able to get together and finally do one of these episodes where we just get to talk about Texan and everything that makes it great. One of the things for those of you that follow us on a regular basis, this is going to seem, very familiar. But as we get further into the markets and we start to see a turnaround and a change, we will have a lot more newcomers, no pointers coming into the space. And, it's always good to, take a deep dive look and see where we're at. But first, let's go ahead and say hello to chat. So, got Hex Force One. Good evening, Texicans. We got Hex Glenn. Evening, guys. We got Godfather J6. Pulse Chain Trainer. Hello, fam. Godfather J6. Howdy. Hope everyone is well. God bless y'all. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody, for being here.
Yep. Good
And
evening, legends. Thank you.
yeah,
Hey, Robert.
absolutely.
Your intro made me think about the kind of what inspired us to do this tonight, right? When you look at the where we're at in the market cycle and the price, anyone that gets into Texan now and in its relationship to the TNM are just facing a blessing, a rare moment in time.
hmm
Where the markets are at bottom or near the bottom, and the most potential is there. So I'm sorry, I just had to kind of segue.
Oh,
Squirrel.
no worries. No, absolutely. So we got Crypto Compassion. Hey, everyone. Y'all have a good night.
On board.
Aka, I can't read that right now at the moment.
Hey, it's been a while since I tried. Let me try. Accommodated. Accommodated. How does that
Yep,
sound? The second one sounded kind of good.
sounds really good. And we got Rags, howdy, folks, and we also have Drix. So
Tricks.
very good to see you. And we've also got another guest backstage, Exy Quinn.
Yes.
How are
Yes.
you doing?
Is that what I am? I'm way too frequent to guess. I'm gonna have to pull back on what's up, guys. Sorry, I've been having technical difficulties. Apparently, when I unplug my cam and my mic and I go to plug them back in, my computer has no idea what's going on. So my bad.
Oh, well, he might have said guest tonight because initially we were going to do we were thinking about doing a deep dive into Texan with the founder, but wasn't this? We thought maybe there was going to be a spaces, and the ginger and you may be busy tonight, so we
Oh
didn't
dang
really.
it! I could have had a pass.
Yeah, well,
Well, that was
you were on
honestly.
pass, and we weren't expecting. That's why it's kind of like a guest. Hey, it's actually Quinn tonight. What a pleasure.
No, I
Yeah,
got my notebook. I'm gonna learn all about Texan. We're doing a deep dive, right?
yeah, deep dive editions. So one of the things that makes Texan so special is it is the first endowment smart contract on the blockchain that mimics real life endowments from the traditional finance world, where people put aside a principal amount, they invest it, and over time it accumulates interest. And we see this happening a lot of times with businesses and especially college universities. So all the models for crypto are all based off of traditional finance ideas, except they're just made so much better because they actually enrich the user and not, not the third party middlemen. But the thing about Texan is it has a mission behind it, which is to unlock global generosity and abundance in the heart of others. And it encompasses a mission to help the Texas nationalist movement uh, achieve an overall goal of trying to get a referendum on the ballot for a free and independent Texas.
Which
So it is,
sorry, people think that's a revolutionary ideal, but the revolutionary ideal behind the TNM may be them having Texan as their fundraiser, for their charity, for their, yeah. So with the recognition of digital assets in the future and the importance of them, they are putting themselves ahead of the game on a changing battlefield where they're going to be set up to play the game. Sorry, I had to do that. I mean, that's pretty awesome. I mean, how many organizations are doing this? Right? And we're here at ground zero with a bunch of, people dedicated to sovereignty.
yeah,
Right? That's all they want.
Yeah, this is the first crypto that I've ever seen that is tied to a political outcome, which is designed to help a 501c nonprofit organization. Most of us, of course, we get into cryptocurrency, for the gains, and this just has like a deeper, more long term meaning in terms of what we're trying to achieve. And I'm going to go ahead and start this deep dive off. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to do a little bit of screen sharing. And let me get my setup together. So, alrighty. So, first thing first, when we take a deep dive look at TEXAN Token, we want to go over here to texan.cc. Declare your independence and secure your future. The TEXAN Token is a new crypto endowment which stands as a financial symbol of independence and self-determination. So one of the best intros, I'm just going to play this real quick, uh, that I've seen is directly on the TEXAN Token, texan.cc website, which gives a great explanation as to who we are, what the fundamental mission behind this is all about. So
Is there sound?
I don't hear anything, Robert. Robert, can you hear me? We don't have any sound.
Robert, there's no sound. Well, that's it without sound, ladies and gentlemen.
It's awesome. It's even better with sound.
It's way better with sound.
So y'all couldn't hear any of that?
No.
Oh man,
Did you hear us?
I could hear you, and I could hear it playing through my headphones. So,
Mm.
anyways, that's all right. If the audience heard it, great. If not,
They did not.
It is okay. Sorry about that. So, anyways, we will go ahead and keep it rolling. So that is, for anybody that's brand new to TEXAN Token. That basically just gives an overview, just a macro level view of what it's all about. So one of the other great things is just go ahead and click on Tokenomics. So
There's a
right
lot of
here,
cool videos in there too. Sorry.
oh yeah, no, there definitely is. So TEXAN Token is multi-chain. It is on Ethereum. It was originally supposed to be on Pulse Chain exclusively, but the founders made the decision to go ahead and put it on Ethereum to coordinate with the TNM's schedule with what they had going on. And it was just a uncertain time. Didn't Nobody knew when Pulse Chain was going to exactly launch. But interest
I heard
yield.
2 more weeks.
That's what I always tell people in other Telegram rooms when they ask about something launching, because we waited 2 years for Pulse Chain, but uh, it's funny. Like sometimes, but it is what it is. We all get excited. We all get anxious and want things to launch as soon as possible. But when it comes to immutable code on the blockchain, once you launch it, if something is not correct, then you are stuck with those issues forever. So that is why everything has to be perfect, and sometimes things have to be pushed back. But we got 5% base interest, 87% annual maximum yield. We got 100 trillion, 97 locked in the contract. Texan is deflationary, so all penalties get burned. So there is no redistribution of burned Texan tokens to other stakers. Token allocation, 3% of the total supply for donors, partners, and team. Contract is an immutable contract, and it launched complete with fully audited code by Certec, and Texan launched on January 6, 2023 this year. So pretty soon it'll be coming up on its 1 year anniversary. It's hard to believe time has gone by that quickly.
It's
And
amazing.
and here is my favorite part to check out. I always like looking at the global stats to kind of see like where we're at. So it tells you right here, total supply, 99 trillion, available endowment supply. What I really take a look at on a daily basis is take a look at the liquid supply. So we got about 829, uh, that would be billion. And we got about 5,412 stakes. So this is something that I like to kind of keep track of from time to time just to see where we're at. Eventually,
And
I think
considering less than a year, that's amazing. I think the last time we checked the liquid amount too, it was like 849, something like that. Nice.
Yeah, so originally, this is designed to last anywhere from 50 to 100 years. So this really helps to get people thinking about their future, thinking about their legacy. We've got a lot of members that have come on board that are literally thinking about their grandchildren and great grandchildren. I know Sam Kemp is definitely one of those folks. So it's always good to be thinking about somebody else and what we can leave behind.
It takes from going from the shorter 14 5 Quattrocinco up to the 22-year. It does take it to a generational level where you can do that planning and take delayed gratification to a generational level, not just to an individual level. And that kind of forethought, planning, and sacrifice is the kind of thing that make individuals and organizations. And folks, we're talking about a community doing this together with a purpose. That's amazing, right? That's almost like a miracle, right? And we've seen what happens when we value each other. I'm sorry, Robert. Man, I've just been
No,
interrupting something fierce tonight. Sorry.
no,
Why
no,
are
it's
you
all
told you I'm tired.
apologizing? I don't want to just listen to Robert all night.
good.
Well, I'm actually kind of good with that. But
I'm not.
you
I'm
know,
just kidding. I'm just kidding, Robert. I'm just trying to end
Th-
up in that basement so I can get a vacation.
Are you
So
sure you
that's
want to see what's down there?
I thought it was a great idea, by the way, Quinn. I did. It's
what's
novel,
down there.
very
I thought I
innovative.
was just gonna be down there. What else is down there? Never
I remember.
mind.
I remember
We
on one
ruin
live
it.
stream you said you would not bail me out
Of
if I
what?
ever
Oh,
got
Gel?
if I ever got locked up.
yeah, like
How do you
Forrest.
think that you would be out and like I would be out and you would be in? Like how the hell am I gonna bail you out? Like I wouldn't be sitting right next to you.
The things I would do to people who look at you the wrong way, Quinn, I can't even talk about on stream.
Okay, bodyguard.
So yeah, absolutely. So it's no wonder a lot of things we hear, especially when we listen to Crypto Heartbeat, talk a lot about all political power is inherent in the hands of the people. Everything is by decree, and here at Texan, we focus on building community and educating folks so that when they come into this, they are prepared to go on this journey and get exactly what they're looking to get out of it, which people are looking for a better way to store value. And just like in the real world, I mean, there's scams everywhere you can think of imaginable. They exist here in crypto as well, and we do uh, our absolute best to keep our community safe and try to educate people on best practices. Uh, so right here, I'm just going to go ahead and cover the interest in yield scraping. This is a feature that I have not found in any other, uh, crypto project out there. This is something that I really feel will help Texan to shine, especially during a bull run, because whenever we see the price start to move upwards, we're talking about going from fractions of a penny all the way up to 3 cents, 10 cents, 50 cents. We don't know what this is going to do, but a lot of times, when people are majority staked, a lot of times people in order to take advantage of the profits, they have to emergency in-stake, which comes with some high penalties. And there's penalties in the real world. You end a banking CD early, you get penalized. You take your 401k out before it's time to do that, you get penalized on that too. So with Texan, there are three primary economic opportunities in the Texan Token staking class. So very first year, annual base interest rate of 5%, and annual multiplier rewarding longer stakes up to 22 years, 87%. So you can stake anywhere from 1 day all the way up to 22 years. So that's the thing is if you decide at some point that you want to scrape all of your interest that you've occurred in year 2, 3, or 4, or 5, you're going to take all of that interest that you've occurred and it is going to go into your wallet. It is going to be liquid. It is going to be available for you to do with as you see fit. And your stake will restart and it'll just be like day one again, where it starts earning 5%. So basically, this gives people an option of not having to emergency in stake. So I love the fact that the Texan token contract is very straightforward, it's simple, and it also offers flexibility. So that's always a good thing. And
And to go over on the hug side of things, you know, I've had debates with certain other maxis and other true DeFi products, and the ideal of delayed gratification being the main thing, and you know, staying until those stakes have all matured. Your max link stakes, but it really doesn't recognize the things that happen in our lives, the emergencies that happen,
mhm,
that when we make these staking ladders, especially if we were fairly new, right? You're making financial decisions that literally, right, a decade and a half about something that's a couple years old and you might have known about for a few months. And now you're locked into that commitment no matter what happens in your life. So yeah, I think the scraping feature of TEXAN is not only innovative, but it was, it adds an element of compassion that, yeah,
Yes.
is just super important. So yeah, I just wanted to throw the hug side in.
Absolutely. And I just want to cover these two sections real quick and then touch on some other things. Unlike inflationary tokens, TEXAN token begins with a fixed supply and only deflates over time. So the liquid supply is only going to get smaller over time. It's not going to inflate and get bigger. So think of the 97 trillion tokens that are locked in the contract as like a gold mine. And this is something I heard Brandon say, of course. And it's like, the only way you can get access to the gold that's in the mine is you have to stake. Deflation of the TEXAN token comes from penalties incurred through emergency principal end stakes. These penalties are burned forever. If a staker decides to end their principal stake early, they have served under 50% of their staking period. They are penalized 50% of their principal and 100% of their interest earned since last scrape. So,
deflationary instead of inflationary.
Yes, and one of the other things that can be noted about TEXAN that's also very forgiving is that if you don't end your stake on time, you will not get penalized. It will just no longer accrue interest, and it will be waiting for you to end it. So sometimes in life things happen, people forget, and it's like, oh yeah, I got most smart contracts out there. If you lock up tokens for a specified amount of time, you don't take it out within 7 days or 14 days. That's usually the given time frame. It starts to eat away at your yield rewards. So that's really nice and forgiving as far as TEXAN goes. So I'm trying to
Stays
think.
locked in the contract, kind of like it's in a cold storage almost. Kind of nice.
Oh yeah, yeah. So the other thing I wanted to touch on is when it comes to ending stakes with TEXAN, the cost for ending a small stake is going to be very similar to ending a large stake because a predetermined interest table has been included into the smart contract. So there is no need to recurse through individual days. So it's very easily to calculate the annual yield. So I know on Ethereum, sometimes when you end stakes for certain protocols, they can definitely add up. But it is
Especially when we didn't know any better and we were making stakes that were too small and too short, maybe. And
yes,
getting hammered to the place
correct.
where the stake is actually at a loss and people are sitting there and letting them bleed out because, well,
And
don't
and
want
here's
to make it worse.
and here's the other thing when we take a case like Ethereum, for example, eventually when we get into a bull run cycle and the market starts to turn around, the price of Ethereum is going to go up. Therefore, the cost of gas, the cost of Gwei is going to go up. So if you find yourself in a place where it's just uh, you just don't have the cash to excuse me one second. Well, close that tab so it won't get the beeping anymore. So if you wanted to, like, let's say gas costs are too high, you just don't have the Ethereum or maybe the Pulse in your wallet to end it, you can wait until, gas costs, come down and end it, which is nice because I know a lot of times when it comes down to Ethereum, you're on it, depending on what the staking protocol is, you're on a tight leash, you're on a time frame. You got to end that stake so that you can get your principal plus your rewards. With Texan, you can just leave it in and come back another day. But eventually, I think it is possible. We very well could see anywhere from $50 to $200 transaction fees for gas. I hope that wishful thinking. I'm going to say I hope it doesn't come to that, but until they decide to come out with better scaling solutions, I think we're going to be stuck with some not so ideal situations. But that's why we have the pulse chain, and that's why pulse chain was created, so that we could do the things that we need to do on a layer one. So this is just scrolling down. This is just a table of interest and yield in the contract, and it just tells you from year one, 5%, and it goes all the way down, and of course, all the way down to year 22. So you take a look at the TEXAN token yield curve. We start at 5%, and then over the course, the second year, we got 6%, third year, 8%, 11%. So every year that you remain staked and you don't scrape, you will compound that annual yield. So that's why we're seeing a lot of folks create longer stakes, because they have that scraping option available and they know that they're not going to get penalized. So going all the way up to 22 years comes out to about 236% APY interest. And that is, honestly, that is really amazing. So, and is there anything else we want to take a look at while we got the screen shared?
You know, the only thing I could think of is as you're looking at the chart, if you could walk us through like 4 or 5 years. We know year one is 5, and year 2 is 6. So
Okay.
what happens? What's that? Explain the mechanics to me. What's actually happening with the math from like
Okay.
year 2 to year 3?
So down here, so from year one, let's say you have 1 million TEXAN tokens staked, you're going to be earning 5%. And then the second year that you remain fully staked, you're going to be getting a 6% on top of that. So you're basically going to be earning 11%. And then year 3 is going to be 8%. So basically, the whole beauty of Texan is, unfortunately, there's not a bigger pays better type of bonus, but it is more of like a longer pays better. So, I mean, of course, the larger you stake, the more you're going to earn, because it's the annual yield that's multiplied by the principal. But it's just going to continue to compound and grow. And I'm going to see if I can connect with my dummy wallet here. Okay, good. So basically, we're going to click on Stake Texan. I got a dummy wallet here. So this is just something that I use for teaching and training purposes. There are no funds in it. So I'm going to go ahead and connect wallet. Connected to Ethereum. And you guys can see all of this, correct?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. All right, connect. And then, of course, you have to press connect wallet because it's fun to push buttons multiple times. Now, I don't have any TEXAN token in this wallet. Eventually, I'll get some testnet TEXAN token, and we can do some, live demonstrations, training anybody that's new to the community, or perhaps local T&M coordinators. people who are experimenting and getting their toes in the water for the first time. So obviously, first thing, go ahead and hit create stake. And down here is where we have our create endowment. So let's just say we're going to stake 1 million TEXAN token. Let me make sure I got. And down here, so you're waiting on stake parameters. So basically, this is made super easy, super simple. You type in the amount of TEXAN that you want to stake right here when you're ready to create a stake. And then you go down to right here where it says days in stake. Now you can type this in manually. I mean, people can do like a 90-day stake, and you can also select here from the chart as far as like how many years you want. Now, right here,
Double deuces, baby.
actually, it looks like I selected 10 million, so that's fine. So, got yeah, got 10 million endowment principal staked, endowment supply reserved. So right here, it's going to tell you at your maturity date, this is what you're going to be able to get back. So it's super simple. It calculates everything for you. Now, of course, if we go uh, and change this to 22 years, it's pretty amazing. You see how 10 million Texan tokens when you're at your maturity date comes out to 198,486,242. So,
Outstanding.
and anywhere during that time frame, if if we're back in a bear market and we're transitioning into a bull run and you see the price on the charts going up and people decide, hey, I want to get in on that, I don't have any liquid, um, that's the benefit in the future that really makes Texans stand and shine out. So one of the things I've had a lot of people tell me is 50% stake, 50% liquid. Some people do 60-40. It's really all depends on what a person wants to do, what their personal goals are, what they're looking to get out of it. Personally, not financial advice, but everything you could ever want in crypto right now is on sale. I look at this as basically it's Black Friday every day. Everything you could ever want is on clearance. Red candles are your new best friend. And when we take a look at the chart here, we
Ooh,
see,
very nice.
yeah. So we're taking a look at the Texan USDC chart. This is on Ethereum. So right now, Texan on Ethereum is sitting at 502795 currently. Liquidity is 29,000. Typically, in these type of market conditions, probably not going to see liquidity providers really come out in full force. Usually, once we see a change in the markets, that's when you start to see more buys, more volume. So uh, this is pretty much to be expected. So I mean, it's at a great discount. And then when we take a look at, it's at a bit of a lower high right now. But we can also take a look and pull up the Texan on Pulse Chain. So that is sitting at 5 zeros and a 3581. So liquidity's at 21,000. Volume is under $1,000, and pretty much everything in crypto is going to have pretty similar charts. Most things are 95 to 90% down, and they always say uh, billionaires are made in bear markets, not bull markets, because these are the times where you know best times to accumulate and get a position is going to be going to be now. I
Tell you
don't know how
what,
much
too.
longer it's going to last. Go ahead.
After the last 3 years, if you don't take a contrarian view of most things when it comes to mass sentiment, you're crazy, right? You see red? Yeah, you're right. I loved how you say that. It's time to go celebrate. You know,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
raining blood.
Oh, yeah. And that's the thing is this, you couldn't ask for more opportunities. Like, and it's not just Texan, like anything out there that strikes your fancy that you want to buy. Now is the time to acquire a position. We just had solar eclipse. I believe it was yesterday,
It
and we
was.
also. Oh yeah, yeah, and things typically tend to get a little bit more bullish after we have our solar eclipses and our new moons. The other thing is I believe the SEC decided to back off the appeal. I believe it was for the spot BTF, or maybe I'm getting that
Grayscale.
wrong. Grayscale, that was it. So a lot of things in the market is going to turn around, and honestly, the very same people that are creating the massive FUD, the SEC, the mainstream media, all these different governments, they're also buying up a lot of these assets because that's the only way, that they can really, try to control these markets. So, whenever you do sell, whatever the reason is, sometimes people have to do what they have to do because of financial circumstances. But the name of the game right now is to shake people out of their positions. And when we do that, when we give in to fear, we're basically, we're turning over our value to, the very same people that we're trying to, and systems that we're trying to break away from. So it's very important,
Yep.
stand
When you
your
let them in
ground.
your head, you do what they want you to do,
Hmm.
and they are locking up solid positions while everyone else is, yeah,
Yeah,
fleeing and running and everything else wrecking themselves.
yeah, and unfortunately, I'm a big believer of mindfulness and consumption. Like, what you consume will consume you. And if we're consuming fear porn on a daily basis, eventually we're going to become fearful, and we're going to make decisions that are not based in truth, logic, or reason, and that's just not going to be in our best interest. So we have to
Robert,
be very
you just made me think.
set.
What does Quinn consume?
Ooh.
PBR.
Well, she's
What do you mean? What was the
well, she.
question?
Hey, I
she's
had a
she's pro-
PBR on tap last week. I took my daughter down to the fall festival to meet friends, and in Evansville, and it's along this road. It's Franklin Street, restaurants and bars, strips, and they shut the street down and fill it up with food carts and rides and stuff. And there's a really good German restaurant down there. And I went in there, I was going to get a German beer, and they had PBR, and I had one because of you, Quinn. And on tap, it was
Good.
very good. And I don't remember the
I'd,
last time that I had a PBR on tap.
I'd rather have a PBR than a German beer. Yeah, I can't drink Bud Light anymore, so that's what it is.
I
Well,
remember
you know what?
having.
Doesn't
Hmm?
PBR also stand for like pro bull riding?
I don't know. Ask Brandon.
I think so.
He's pro bull riding.
Yeah, pro bull riding association. Yeah, the PBR.
Oh, yeah,
Man,
I don't know. Out of
you
my
need to get it.
realm.
You need you're a Texan. You better get your shit together, girl.
Yeah.
Well, once I'm a Texan, I definitely will get my shit together. No, I
So
got to
I've
get my shit together to become a Texan. That's how it goes, right?
That's probably a better way to plan.
So we've got X-Ray Vision up here. So just want to give a
Ooh,
shout out to
just
him.
kidding.
He was one of the very first people that I came across when I first started learning about Texan. I was taking a look at his scraping ladder strategy. This is his channel. So thank you, Hexray, for everything that you do. And if you ever want to come on to the tailgate and just hang out, you're always more than welcome. Appreciate everything that you do. This was the video that I remember watching. New crypto strategy, scraping ladder TEXAN token method. Now, a lot of times when it comes to crypto, we typically think of staking ladders. Some people like yearly staking ladders. I know that's something that I've done with a number of different projects, but can also have 90-day, 180-day. But let me see if I can share. Can all of you see this?
Yep.
Okay. So one of his strategies was basically taking 10 22-year max stakes, staking them for the max length, and then it involved scraping interest, I believe, years 8 through 17, because that's really when the yield curve starts to really start popping and taking off.
Say it,
So
Robert. It's juicy.
oh, it's very juicy. It's very lucrative. So, you know, and basically this was what he came up with as a way of just generating passive income and letting it restart, letting it replenish itself. Um, I'd have to go back and rewatch the video a second time. I watched it earlier this week, but he even has several stakes where some of the scraped interest would be put back to create additional stakes. So love it when community members come together and uh, figure out some of the best ways of how to maximize our gains and our returns and just make things work for us. And
X-ray,
you know,
yeah, X-ray is a legend, and it is an innovative strategy. It's very interesting, and a year down the road, it would be curious to see those guys update that. There's another one with Brandon and Nate Stakes that I really liked, where they got into ladder strategies. That was pretty cool. A year
yeah.
down the
So
road, it would be interesting to know how much, if any, they've changed their minds or developed new strategies, right?
oh yeah, yeah, and that's the thing is especially at these prices, you can create so many stakes and grab really nice bags for what we're seeing. And I mean, eventually, things are going to start to turn around. We are going to. Uh, there we go. I'll take that off for now. Um, so go ahead and let me take a look here at chat. Actually, what I was going to say was uh, eventually, the market is going to turn around. The Federal Reserve is going to have to turn the money printers back on. Interest rates are going to have to get lower again. And we see all kinds of things. We see everybody getting on their best behavior when it gets close to national elections. So, I mean, I'm not exactly sure how 2024 is going to go, but I don't think we're going to be at this place for very much longer. And we've got the Bitcoin halving happening in April of 2024. So that is, uh,
Maybe we should do a prediction show sometime.
oh no, I don't know if I'd be good at predicting. There's so many people out there that already do that, and
Brandon's pretty good at it. We ought to give it a shot just for shits and giggles.
yeah. So go ahead and take a look at chat. Oh, you have to check and share the audio box. That was probably from earlier when I played that video. See, I've got the headphones plugged into my laptop, so that's I mean, I could hear it, but maybe I should have removed my headphones before playing that, but that's all right. Um, so yeah, crypto compassion. Go David. We got Rags to Riches, PBR, question mark. So got Hex Glenn. And we got, let's see, who else do we have in here? Etherscan reports no contract security audit.
Brandon didn't know what a PBR is.
I think he does.
Comment for Bernard Marcarius is Etherscan reports no contract security audit and solidity complier issue. So if you go to texan.cc and you click on the actual audit, it will take you exactly where you need to go, and it will break everything down.
Actually, Brandon's already, they're way past that. he's getting them all the info.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
No worries.
Yeah, that did take us back to one of the awesome things that Matt and Brandon did. It was a complete and done project, ready to go before they announced. It was none of this, we got to wait around. No, it's here. Here's the audit. Here's the immutable code. It's true DeFi.
Mm-hmm.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was the thing, is it got audited once for Pulse Chain, and I believe it had to get audited again for Ethereum. So when it comes to crypto and new projects, just always look for audits, no matter how good you think something is or how much you might like something. Really take the time to deep dive, because when somebody pays for an audit, you're basically asking someone to check your work. And you want to make sure that everything is going to be the way it's supposed to be, because you will get to read about the issues that were found, and then you get to read also in the audit the follow-up, what was done to resolve them. And real quick, I just want to mention this before we get too close to time. We do have TEXACON coming up, so tickets are on sale for that. That is November the 9th through the 12th in Waco, Texas, Texas Independence Conference. So here in a couple weeks, we should have some members from the TNM coming on board, giving us a little bit more insight, talking about that. Is there anything you wanted to add, David?
Other than I'm getting excited for it, and I'm excited for all the TNM members that are going to be introduced to an opportunity that's not just going to, it's going to open up a whole different world to them. And I remember what it was like when I first started learning about digital assets and doing my own research into projects and learning about founders and learning about community and finding that home with a purpose, and the people where you wake up every day excited, ready to go, and see what's happening. One of the things that I think is really cool watching Sam is at 77 years old, he's in learning, sharp as a tack. He's sharp as a tack because he's still in the game. He still has passion. He still gets out there doing his thing. He's learning, and I want to be like Sam Count.
Oh yeah, he's always positive, upbeat. He's very focused and just very genuine, very humble, and just professional. And I really do enjoy talking to him, and doing everything we can to support him and everything that we do as a whole. So let me.
Yeah, TEXACON. I mean, the ideal, the largest convention for freedom in North America. Some really great speakers, great authors. There's going to be people from the Texas legislature. You're going to be able to meet candidates and people that worked on the Texas blockchain working group that the legislature used for this last session. So there's going to be all kinds of opportunities to build bridges between these two communities, between the TNM and Texan, and making them one. And I'm really excited. Some of the people, you know, Sam Kemp's going to be there at the booth working. Ramon Carrillo is going to be there. Maybe Hexie Quinn. Maybe me. Well, I'm probably going to be there, but we will see. It's going to be an event that, you know, I've never done anything like that, at a convention like that. And every convention that I've ever gone to, you know, you meet good people, you learn new things, you leave energized. And considering the opportunity to members of the TNM right now with Texan and digital assets to make a difference in their life. I mean, yeah, it's just so many. There's like good stacked on good, right? And man, you get that kind of happy. It's a good thing there's going to be a lot of people there to hug and meet. So yeah, can't wait.
I'm hugging you, David, and that's it. If I go, it's not funny, an open invitation for all of us. Okay,
you know,
how many people are going to be there?
You know, I've told this before during COVID, during the separation, because I've always kind of been like that. And that, you know, I come from a small town, and you know, you just it's almost like a habit with me. And when, man, it broke my heart during COVID. It's like, man, I don't want to. This world sucks. What do you mean? I got to stay 6 feet away from people. You know, it's just not right. It's not, we're not made to live like that, right?
No, we're definitely not, and that's some of the things that has just, it's crazy how things like that can get interjected in society, and a lot of people are just very quick to freely accept what they're giving, and you know, I think in life we need to stop and, you know, just use critical thinking and question everything and decide for ourselves.
Hey, and Texan's one of those tools.
Yeah.
Where investing in yourself and investing in community, it gives us the ability to push back against those things.
Yeah, Hex Force One, Quinn is not touchy feely.
Not to everybody.
You know, when she started asking about the basement, I think that's a pretty good indicator. Maybe she needs a basement. People, you know, I just nerves, Quinn.
I would. Yep. I wish my office was in a basement with no windows.
Yeah.
No way in.
Yeah, when we went up to Atlanta for the Pulse Chain conference tour, that was my very first time staying in an Airbnb, and the houses, the area that we were in, it was just very hilly, and the house was nice, but it had a downstairs area which turned into like its own little basement, and it had signs on there for like man cave this and man cave that. And, you know, Logan and Samantha were like, Robert, there's like 3 perfectly good beds up here. Like, you want to sleep downstairs on a couch in the basement? I'm like, hell yeah, I want to be down there. So I said, it's quiet, it's cold, it's dark, it's perfect. I don't have to deal with anybody. You know, so it's awesome, but
super cool.
I always assume that the majority of people are not touchy-feely. So unless somebody, like, you know, wants that contact, I'm like, I'm not going to touch you.
I got voted most friendly and most outgoing in my senior class. Imagine that.
I did not.
What did you get voted? That's what we want to know.
I didn't even make the cut. There was
not most honorary, or
no, nope.
Oh, well, see, I graduated in a class of 52. Like, everyone got voted something.
What? What? You graduated in 52?
A class of 52.
Oh, I was like, you don't look that old.
I'm old, right? That old.
Not
was
the
like,
no, not that
damn.
old.
You're older than Sam Kemp. Just kidding.
But yeah, we've there's a lot of great things coming. I know Liquid Loans is looking to launch sometime this month. Also, we've got the 9-inch decks, which is going to be exclusively for mint coins, which is going to be really awesome to see that happening. Just so many people building things for all these different projects out there in the ecosystem, and I can't wait to see when we take a look at Freedom Swap decks, and how that will change the landscape of how we do you know truly DeFi Web3, because we're seeing right now a lot of these dexes like Uniswap and Matcha with their decisions to take Hex off in protest of Richard Hart's SEC case. It's like, wait a minute, I thought you guys were supposed to be decentralized. Like the DApp was just supposed to work on its own, and people would come and interact with it, and but it's good that we see these things now for what they really are, so that way uh, it's better to know now so that you're not misled later on down the road. So I'm really happy to see everybody in the Pulse Chain community building and just, keeping their nose to the grindstone and just doing really great work. So that's really the name of the game. And I think when you cut off all the noise and tune out all the drama and you just stay focused on your goals, that's really when you get a lot accomplished, especially times like these.
Yes, times like these, it's when people are tried and tested, it often exposes the quality of the character. So that would be one of my things that I would pass my closing for the night. Keep your eyes out. People are exposing themselves. Who's true, who's good, and who's not.
Mm-hmm.
Associate yourself with good people and good communities, and good things will happen to you.
And speaking of,
you're all a blessing.
thank you so much. And speaking of good people, we recently had Crypto Compassion join the Texan team. So we just want to welcome him and say thank you for joining us. And we're very happy to have you on board. So thank you very much. It's always good to see the team grow and welcome new people into the community, especially those of us that have people have been with us for a very long time since day one. So it definitely takes all of us to get out here and do this. And I know I know a lot of days we have crypto compassion. Iron sharpens iron. Absolutely.
Ooh,
So thank you so much for being here with us. Really do appreciate it. Uh, but yeah, there's going to be days where we're not going to be feeling it. Uh, things are out of our control right now. Prices are down. Things are not moving in the direction that we want. But at the end of the day, all we can do is focus on the things we do have control over, which is us, how we feel, and what we're going to do. So, as much as I would love to, quit my job and, throw my keys down the drain and drive off into the sunset, I just can't do that at this time. But when I hit it big in crypto, I will find a bunker type basement to fill with all kinds of. Actually, I'll get up with Vibra Finance and be like, "Hey, man, I got money. Um, let's do this whole prepping thing. Like let's do it." So
Adam is your legend. Yeah, that would be super cool. Up there in the finger, yeah, it's beautiful. That would be beautiful, Robert. Things like you made me just think. You talking about crypto compassion, and when we do turn that corner, and people are able to free themselves from the matrix or whatever you want to call it, but you know,
Oh yeah,
the compassion cartel. There's going to be opportunities for us. We're already seeing it with, like Danny and the Right Hand Foundation and Charity Chain. And, the compassion cartel is going to do great things. And I think it's going to be a group for good, a powerful group for good in the future. Like maybe like there's never been one. So yeah, I'm really excited about it. Glad, very thankful for John.
oh, absolutely. Happy to have him on board. And yeah, going forward, if there's anyone from the community, if anybody ever wants to come on, stream with us, just reach out to one of us in the chat. Admins, real admins, will never DM you first. So if you're interested in coming on board, last week we had Drix come on. So just want to say thank you so much, Drix, for coming on stream. Really do appreciate you. And yeah, he's always here supporting us. And if there's anything we can do to get back to the community, that's obviously what we want to do. So does anybody have anything before we wrap this up? No, we're good.
Thanks, Glenn. Didn't expect to see you tonight. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Robert,
Thank you.
Damn it.
You kick ass.
You could have had a night off.
Appreciate it. So thank you guys so much. We'll catch you next time. Have a good night, everybody.
Take care.
Bye,
all.
guys.